Hello YouTube and welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Now today I have for you probably what's going to be my last Gem Knight deck. Like I said, I made one using all the fusions, I made one using the Pyro fusion, and now we're going to look at the Thunder fusions, which are Gem Knight, Prismara. Now I only have one of this in the deck. I'm down to like 60 packs on the box and I still can't get the second one, so I just had to roll with one of them. I talked a little bit about this card in the first video, but you can send one Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target one face-up card on the field, destroy that target. Really good effect, 2450. It's also a nice attack. We're running the skill Beatdown, so with Beatdown you can actually get over a Dakini, which can come in pretty handy. I changed up the skill from the last deck. I'm not using Restart anymore, I went with Beatdown. The rest of the extra deck, we're still running one Master Diamond, as you know, as a tech. Because I don't have the second Prismara, I'm still running Seraphinite. This time I can actually fuse with it. I mean, I can actually fuse for it within the deck because Thunder Dragon is a light monster. We also run Gem Knight Topaz, I guess. This is really good. It has a weak attack, but its effect is really good. It can attack twice during each battle phase, and when it destroys a monster by battle, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster in the graveyard. So it's really good. Beatdown is going to put him over, at 2100, which means if your opponent has a clear field, it can OTK the opponent by itself. It uses one Gem Knight and Gem Knight Tourmaline, which we're running 3 of. 1600 attack, 1800 defense. Thunder, he's mainly the engine of the deck. We're also running 2 other Thunder Gem Knights, which are Amber. Amber has, I guess, an okay Gemini effect. Once per turn, you can send one Gem Knight card from your hand to the graveyard to target one of your banished monsters. Add that target to your hand. We don't really have means to banish or monsters other than using Fragment Fusion, so the effect doesn't really come up. It's mainly here because of Thunder monster. We're also running Thunder Dragon as our main fusion engine. We can use this for one of our fusions, which is this one, the Prismara, and we can also use it to, obviously bring out a twin-headed Thunder Dragon, which it can come very clutch. It has a high defense at 2100, so sometimes it's better to go with twin-headed Thunder Dragon instead of Prismara. So it's nice to have it there. We're still running 2 Gem Knight Lazuli. Same reason as last time. It recycles your monsters fairly well with combined with Fusion Recycling Plant. We're still running 3 of those. We have 1 polymerization. If you don't have your 3 recycling plant, you can just add another polymerization, and it'll be fine. I teched in 1 Fusion Recovery in this deck. I like this a lot, especially because we have Thunder Dragon, so you can actually go into a Thunder Dragon, use Fusion Recovery, and then go into your Gem Knight Fusion, which is really cool. It's really cool. 1 Windstorm for defensive purposes, 1 Fragment Fusion as a tech card, and we're still running the 3 enemy controllers. You need it now more than ever. We still have Cyber Angels to worry about, and now that FTK deck, Econ is one of the things that's going to help you stop at the other one's Floodgate Trap Hole, unless you want to run that plant monster, which kind of sucks that we're in that situation. But that's it for the deck list. Let's go ahead and show you some of these replays. Like I said, this is probably going to be my last deck showing Gem Knights, so if you guys are sick of Gem Knights, sorry about that. This will be the last one, and then I can move on to another archetype. Going up against Thea, and this was actually the burn deck that I was talking about, and I'm lucky enough to go first and have enemy controller in my opening hand, so I go ahead and use polymerization just so I can get my Tourmaline back using Lazuli's effect. That way I can use that as my Econ fodder for the Econ take. We see the Cup of Ace. We get the 2 cards. Cup of Ace. We get the 2 cards. And then we see Woodland Sprite. I let him, you know, go for his shenanigans for a little bit. I know I'm gonna stop him with Econ Take whenever I want to. I just didn't want him to rage quit because I wanted to BM a little bit, since, you know, he's running this thing. So finally I decided to go for the Econ Take right here after he's gone through pretty much half of his deck. And now it's time for me to BM a little bit. Use my Fusion Recovery, get my Gem Knight back and my Polymerization. Go ahead and fuse for my big boy Diamond Master using all my 3 Gem Knights. Lazuli is gonna give one of them back. And we also have Fragment Fusion, so I go ahead and use that to fuse into the Topaz. Show him the recycling plant, go for the beatdown, and destroy the Sprite. Hit him for 900 effect damage, and then hit him once again with my 2700 attack Topaz. And that's pretty much what you gotta do about that deck. You gotta, you know, stop their shenanigans and then BM them into submission, because you can't just beat them. Now we got another Kaiba matchup. I don't actually remember what this person was using.
Duel.
I didn't get to play a whole lot today. I had, you know, I recorded that coin lottery video, and then I was working on some other stuff. Got this this video ready, and I'm finally recording it. And I gotta run some errands in the morning, so we see the Phoenix. I have to go for my fusion right now. I mean for my polymerization. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Econ Take and see. I wanted to see if I could get lethal here. Unfortunately, he had the enemy controller. I still go for the Fragment Fusion, and I'm taking a huge gamble. Obviously, my Topaz is gonna hit him twice for 3600. The Phoenix is gonna destroy his monsters. So my hope was to draw into a monster and hope that, you know, I was hoping that he wasn't gonna summon anything. He does not summon anything, and I pick up Thunder Dragon, which was probably the best card I could have picked up. Super clutch. I can go into my twin-headed Thunder Dragon, but I was scared of a Floodgate right here. Enemy controller would have screwed me too, because at 2100 defense, the Phoenix can easily get over it. We see the massive morph, and at this point I'm pretty safe. Even an Econ Take is not really going to do much for him, because, you know, Thunder Dragon can't attack directly. And I pick up a Tourmaline, get rid of both the Phoenix, and here I was actually vulnerable to Econ, but he doesn't draw into it and just surrenders. Econ would have been exact lethal onto my Tourmaline, but I had to take that gamble. Now we got a Joey Wheeler. And I believe this was 6 Samurai. And they're going first. Now I'm gonna pause it real quick. I'm gonna search my Thunder Dragon, and I actually had lethal if I wanted to, but I didn't want to just finish the duel with the Econ Take immediately. So I actually go a little bit for the long game. I'm gonna use my recycling plan, send one of my Thunder Dragons to the graveyard, so I can summon my 2450 monster, I believe. Yeah, and this is where, you know, I could have had game, because Lazuli is gonna bring back the Tourmaline. I could have just Econ Take and gone for the attack, but instead I set the enemy controller and just destroyed the 6 Samurai normally. We're getting Lazuli back at the end of the turn, and next turn I can just recycle. I can use my Thunder Dragon to get the polymerization back and go for another fusion. There we see him go for double summon with Yaichi, but I have the enemy controller, so I can switch over the what's his name, Sanji, which is a threat obviously if it tries to run into me. I activate my what is this name, Prismara's effect. Then I go for my Topaz Fusion. And when you have Recycling Plant and your Lazuli, it's just great because you basically get to fuse for free every turn. Go for the beatdown. My Topaz can attack twice, but it's not even needed because the 13 effect damage from the 6 Samurai's attack is gonna end the game for me. And we got Jaden. And I believe this was the mirror match. I ran into somebody using Thunder Gem Knights as well. I'm going first. It's very unlucky when you have both your Recycling Plant and your Polymerization in the same hand, but that's okay. All I gotta do is protect my monster and hope that I draw into something I can fuse with. We see the King of the Swamp, which I guess you could use King of the Swamp. It makes the deck a lot more expensive obviously, but if you have it you can try it on there. I have my enemy controller so I can protect my monster, and unfortunately I draw into another Recycling Plant, but he doesn't have a way to protect his Prismara, and then once again Thunder Dragon coming in clutch. It's gonna let me go into my twin-headed Thunder Dragon. But as in the last duel, I was afraid of a floodgate or something like that. We don't see anything in the back row. Hit him with 3100 and then I get one of my Thunder Dragons back. So all I need is to pick up a Gem Knight monster and I can fuse again next turn because I can use ditch my Recycling Plant for the Polymerization. There we see the Fragment Fusion into Master Diamond. Summons Garnet, but it's not enough to finish me off. And I pick up my Gem Knight, very clutch. So now I can fuse using my Thunder Dragon and my Amber. Getting my Prismara out. Had I drawn into Tourmaline, I actually would have been able to finish the game going into Topaz instead. But this is just as good. Doesn't pick up anything and just scoops. And this last duel against Kaiba, I believe this was a quick one. But I can't remember exactly what they were using. We're going second and we have a pretty clutch hand with both Lazuli and Amber. Oh, that's right, this was Silent Magician level 8. Obviously it's immune to spells, but I have just the card that I need to get rid of that Silent Magician. I go for the Poly and I have to use, I used the 2 Gem Knights instead of a Thunder Dragon, so that I was basically using my effect for free. Had I used a Thunder Dragon, I would have ended up with one less card. This way I keep both of my Thunder Dragons and I can destroy the Silent Magician using Prismara's effect. Don't really pick up anything, go for the attack, and he just time stalls me before rage quitting. But that's it for the deck. I still think that Gem Knights are really fun, but as of right now, you know, they're not too strong. I like how you're able to go into different fusions just by having, you know, some pretty generic monsters, and they kind of play. Somebody in the last video commented that Gem Knights right now are what Elemental Heroes should be, and I kind of agree with that. I feel like Elemental Heroes need some love so we can actually use them as intended, you know, with the fusions and stuff. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link's gonna be down in the description, along with my PayPal link. If you guys want to support my channel and my content, I really appreciate that. And until next time.